Good afternoon, I'm Herman Green with the Midday News. Special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. A reminder as well that you can download our One Spot Media app in the Google Play Store or the App Store. That's the number 1, followed by the words Spot Media. Investigators and forensic experts will today continue their search at a house in West End Negril, Westmoreland, where the body of a woman was found in a makeshift grave yesterday evening. The body is believed to be that of 24-year-old Chantal Dyer, who, along with her daughter, 3-year-old Orlando Miller, were reported missing. A relative earlier this week told our news center that they had not seen them in 2 months. Detectives believe they were killed and buried in the house. Our news center spoke with head of the Westmoreland Police, Senior Superintendent Egbert Parkins.
Search was done of that tomb, and a body fitting the description of the female reported missing was removed from the scene. However, the 3-year-old that was reported missing was not found. That scene is now still an active crime scene. We start our search again to ensure that we don't miss anything to see if we can find the body of the lady.
In the meantime, the police have identified a person of interest.
We are seeking the assistance of Mr. Iley Russell, who was and is the boyfriend of the deceased. We believe he can assist us with our investigation because this is his house where this was found.
He says investigations revealed that Mr. Russell left the island on April 27. 2 men are dead and another is on the run after security officers foiled an attempted motor vehicle robbery last night. The men, who were reportedly killed during a shootout in Ocheria, St. Anne, have not yet been identified. Reports are that sometime after 10 o'clock, the St. Anne police received a call alerting them of a stolen Toyota Probox motor car with men on board. The police were told that the car was being pursued by security officers. They say during the pursuit, the vehicle crashed into an embankment in Fern Gully area. A shootout then ensued between the men in the vehicle and the security officers. 2 of the men were found suffering from gunshot wounds and were pronounced dead at hospital. The other man escaped. The police will be revisiting the poorest high school in Manchester to assess the security system there and make recommendations where necessary. This follows yesterday's killing of 17-year-old Ronaldo Dixon during a fight with another student on the compound. A pair of scissors was used during the altercation and injuries were inflicted on another boy. He is at hospital in serious condition. Questions have now arisen on safety measures being used by schools to check whether weapons are being taken in by students. And Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid has weighed in on the recent incidents of violence in schools. He says the problem requires more effort by school administrators.
Security point of view to try to be very proactive. So you identify the threats there early and you're going to intervene to avert and prevent the unfortunate things from occurring. So we continue to review all our safety and security arrangements. We continue to remind our school administrators as to the best practices to certainly mitigate the issues and incidents from occurring.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton says pre-construction work is to begin soon on a new children and adolescent health facility in Montego Bay, St. James. Last year, Chinese officials promised to help Jamaica build a second children's hospital. Dr. Tufton says a delegation is coming from China this week to start the process.
We are hoping and working assiduously to have ground broken for this facility before the end of this financial year. And we're really working with the Chinese authorities, the government, to get that done. Now that will add another 200 plus rooms, but specifically dealing with adolescent and child care, which will take some of the pressure off Bustamante Hospital for Children.
The results of the Grade 6 Achievement Test, GSAT, are to be released today. Details will be announced at a press conference to be held by Education Minister Senator Ruel Reid at 3 p.m. at the Ministry of Education's headquarters. More than 39,000 students sat GSAT on March 16 and 17. The exam was administered in more than 1,000 centers across the island. A section of the Tower Street Adult Correctional Center was destroyed by fire Wednesday afternoon. No one was hurt. Amid a formal investigation, a finger has been pointed at an inmate at the high security facility. Chairman of the Jamaica Federation of Corrections, Arlington Turner, alleges that a mentally ill inmate started the fire. Meanwhile, Public Relations Officer at the Fire Brigade, Emilia Ebanks, identified the section of the prison that was affected.
The fire was located on the George Davis block, and from the information we have, this is a block that housed mentally ill inmates. That section was completely destroyed.
It was not business as usual yesterday at the Old Fort Craft Market in Montego Bay. Some vendors had their shops closed due to non-payment of rent fees. Ruby Barrett, president of the Old Fort Market Association, gave her account of events which led to the closure of the shops, including her own.
From 1987, we come down here, my shop had never lacked for rent. But because we had to wait on a letter from Miss Marsh to go get our TVD license, I promised that I will pay up my rent. When I go to the market manager yesterday to pay my rent, I had for another lady who gave me it about 4 days ago. Him saying can't take no money from me because the council said me must come up there and pay it. And then when me pay it, I had to sign the agreement before me pay the rent. And I tell him, no, I'm not going to do that because nobody invited me for a meeting to discuss the way forward with any signing of contract.
She asserts that vendors will not sign a new contract until the state of the market is rectified.
And I'm tired of it. They're not cleaning the market, they're not wash the market, they're not doing nothing to the market. Not even the garbage, sometimes we have to quarrel for the garbage pickup. They're not doing nothing to the market. You see the condition where the market into? And this is rat. It is infested, but we don't even want to talk, say infested with rat. That much pan the radio. That's we don't get no business. Rat, this left eat way up down here. Everything. The man who was down by the pump house, last week me have to call NCC and ask them, please, if they can come flush out the manhole. Mosquito that kill with everything. Every insect in the market, everything where you think it have is bad in here.
Agriculture Minister Carl Samuda is expressing confidence that the sector will rebound following last month's flood rains. 10,000 farmers suffered $800 million in losses. Speaking at the launch of the 2017 Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show in White Marl, St. Catherine yesterday, Mr. Samuda said the government has committed $118 million to assist the farmers. More than $18 million has already been disbursed. Mr. Samuda is hopeful that the sector will not only rebound but surpass expectations by August. Mayor of Kingston, Delroy Williams, says there are aspects of the original plan to restore order to downtown Kingston that will be pursued in the short term. TVJ News had highlighted in our 9-day Wonder series the transportation plan outlined in 2010, which still has not been realized. However, Mayor Williams says his team is moving ahead with other realizable parts of that plan. Kingston's Mayor Delroy Williams, creating a general sense of order is the focus for downtown Kingston under his leadership. For the short term, this, he says, will focus on 3 areas.
Dealing with the issue of vending and creating order in the market district. So that means making changes and renovating, rebuilding when necessary, the market district and bringing order there. Also the parking, controlling the flow of traffic in and out of the city, of the downtown area. That is something that we believe that is realizable in the short term.
The third area of focus is the beautification of downtown Kingston. He notes that not only are these achievable in the short to medium term, but some aspects have already started.
Tiling of the sidewalks on Duke Street, that is the beautification aspect of the plan that is going ahead, and those parts of the plans we will move ahead with, because those will begin to create a different Kingston in the short term. And when you do that in the short term, you make it easier to get the medium term and the long term parts of the plan into focus.
There are also plans to continue the drive to bring more corporate entities in the area to boost business. So far, Digital Jamaica is the only visible entity that has completely relocated major operations to the area. He says Grace Kennedy is also doing so.
Well, they are constructing now, work going on there, so I haven't seen, but I would say for them it will be short of 2 years. We also have appealed to countries which have embassies in Kingston that they can consider having some of those embassies headquarters in the downtown area.
Several Jamaicans overseas will be presented with Special Governors General Awards at the Jamaica 55 Diaspora Conference, slated for July 23 to 27, under the theme Partnering for Growth. Speaking at the Jamaica Information Service GIS think tank held recently, Chairman of the Jamaica Diaspora Conference 2017, Earl Jarrett, said the award will be presented at the opening ceremony.
The General will be recognizing Jamaicans from the diaspora who have excelled, who have moved their own lives significantly from one place to the other within that space.
The 5-day conference, scheduled to take place at the Jamaica Conference Center in downtown Kingston, is one of the main events to mark Jamaica's 55th anniversary of independence. Mr. Jarrett said the conference will also deal with health issues and how the diaspora community can support the continued improvement in the health outcomes of the people.
As I speak, I believe there's a delegation in Jamaica of doctors from overseas who are supporting health facilities across the island. Many Jamaicans contribute supplies, contribute their networks. One can think of the experience in Canada with Sunnybrook Hospital, where you have a number of Jamaicans there who have leveraged their relationship with that hospital to support the objectives in Jamaica.
The conference aims to bring together Jamaicans living overseas and at home to examine the role of the diaspora and how it can achieve the long-term objectives of Jamaica, which is economic growth, improvement in living standards, and for Jamaica to take its full place in the global environment. And that's the Midday News. I'm Herman Green. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.